Hey guys, Purple Joe Explode, and today I come to you to show you how I reload my Smith Carbine cartridges. I'm sure there's a few on the internet, but I'm gonna be doing it by hand. You don't need any fancy schmancy stuff to be doing it with. But anyways, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need your powder measure, your casing, whether it be the plastic, the brass, the aluminum versions, but same thing applies. Your bullet lube, the bullet, powder, and little strips of newspaper. You're also gonna need something to help move around the newspaper inside the casing. And what I like to do is I like to have a few of these around, these Q-tips, because once I've cleaned these, and I've shot these today, and I cleaned them in soapy water, put a thin layer of oil on them, got all the excess oil off. But what I still like to do is I still like to get down in here and make sure I have all the oil gone in here. What I pretty much just want the oil to do is just soak in the pores, just so I can keep these as new as possible. But at the same time, I don't want to, get the powder wet. So if I put my finger in there, doesn't feel like anything. Yeah, so that's what you're gonna need. So anyways, first thing I do is I take the little strips of newspaper and I cut a teeny tiny little square, about yay big, because I want it to fit over the flash hole in the back. So I'll just go ahead and drop that down in there, and you can either knock it around, or you can take your little pick or whatever and kind of help place it right over the hole. So once you got that, take your powder measure. I'm doing 40 grains because I want as much PSI power out of my my charge as possible with these loads. Now they hold up to 35 grains, but I can cram 40 grains in here. And I think the originals back in the day were 50 grains, and people like to just have the 35 just for target shooting. But really, I want these things to zip, So I'll just kind of help settle it down, fit as much powder as I can. Okay. Alright, once I got that, make sure that little paper's still over the hole, and then pour it. Make sure I got it all, which I did. Alright. Kind of help settle it. Now what you want to do is you want to take your bullets and put them into your bullet lube. For me, it is a 60% beeswax and 40% vegetable oil, melted all down together. So, anyways, once you've got all the grease in the bands, go ahead and just shove it in there. And then what I like to do, since I got to put a little pressure, I like to go back and make sure put all the grease back in the bands and re-grease them, just to make sure that nothing's coming out. So once you got that, push it down, squeeze it together. Alright, once I do that, I got a towel over here, but I like to wipe off the excess grease around the nose, and there you go, guys. This is a 360 grain bullet from a Lee mold that I got off Dixie Gunworks. It is the 5.15 caliber Smith mold, and I know I've got it good with 40 grains when I got one band of grease showing, and it's a snug fit inside my Smith carbine. But that's essentially it, guys. The paper keeps anything from leaking out the bottom. the 515s or the 52 calibers, they'll fit nice and snug in here. The 515s, it's like a perfect fit. But if you're shooting like just a standard 50, it's going to be a little loose, and you might have to put a layer of paper around the bullet. But I found just to go ahead and get the mold for the 515 bullet, and you're going to be fine. I've already tried this with the 50 caliber Minets, and they don't exactly fit in here. Also, I tried 50 caliber Conicals, and they still had a little bit of movement in the case. So get the exact size or the slightly oversized with the 52, and they're a nice snug fit without having to do anything to them, like putting paper around the grooves. So here's a good example of what happens when you put about 35 grains in. You put 35 grains in, you got the first little lead ring showing, and it's just slightly in there. So if you follow directions and actually put just 35 grains, this is what you get. But if you put 40, it just sticks out a little bit more. It ain't coming out. And I've already shot them like this, and they work quite well. And I hold extremely good accuracy with these bullets with this load. So if you want to see me shoot it, check on in any Smith Cavalry Carbine videos I got, and check out the ones I got right now of the shooting of the Smith Cavalry Carbine and the review of my Smith Cavalry Carbine. I think it's part 2. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, hopefully I gave you some ideas. Peace.